Today marks a monumental day in the history of NFT games because another titan has fallen. Oh my god, wow, shocker. We're literally 1 month in to 2025 and already one of the most hyped NFT games has completely collapsed along with the studio behind it. This is of course the game Deadrop, or I believe it was meant to be Deadrop, that was promoted by Dr. Disrespect. And he was kind of the face man for this. Well, yeah, 1 month in, it's collapsed. Now, for the average person, you and me, we knew this was going to happen because it was basically inevitable. This happens with every crypto game that comes out, or in this case, doesn't come out, that's been overhyped and just a big nothing burger. But with this, along with the announcement that they made, which we'll get to shortly, there's been a lot of weird takes on the situation and a lot of crypto bros crying into their bowl of coins. So for those who don't know, this project was a NFT first-person shooter that basically used Dr. Disrespect as the poster boy, and he was also on the kind of seat of, not directors for the company, but he was kind of the brand ambassador, I guess you could say. This may or may not directly tie in to the events that have unfolded, but I'm going to get into something that's a bit interesting with this, that I think may have been the cause of this completely collapsing and going the way of the dodo. But before we get into the hilarity that ensued, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video. Today's video is sponsored by Factor, who is now a part of HelloFresh. So you can expect the same incredible savings for the same incredible food. Eat stress-free with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh and never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered straight to your door. When things get hectic, Factor is flexible. Change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals a week. You can even pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box using my link. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone on screen. And as always, a massive thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's video. So, this post was made 6 hours ago as of recording by Midnight Society on X. Today we are announcing Midnight Society will be closing its doors after 3 incredible years, with an amazing team of over 55 developers contributing to our new IP, Deadrop. We are actively seeking other game studios that would be interested in offering employment opportunities to our talented team members. If you know anyone who's hiring, please forward this message to them or DM us for direct intros. We express our sincere gratitude to each and every one of our community members and are deeply sorry that we were unable to reach our ultimate goal. Okay, and this is where this gets a little more nefarious. As you can see in the comments here, refund the NFT holders. Well, as many of you know, many companies go with NFTs for their games because they're essentially semi-immune to the laws. It's a very wishy-washy grey area, and my opinions on this are very complicated, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you know how I feel about NFTs. I'm not a fan, but at the end of the day, if you buy an NFT, you should fully expect that you're never going to see your money again. Also, not to mention that they sold beta packages or founder packages to get into the beta for this game. So, yeah, it's not looking great. It's a bit of a mess. And it's the unhinged comments like this one that I think are truly troubling and a bit white knighty. You guys deserve this. I'm so glad a good thing passed by y'all. Here's to the two-time, the champ, the hero we needed, Dr. Disrespect. Congrats on being remonetized. So people are saying that the company deserved this because, if you didn't know, they actually dropped Dr. Disrespect as a brand ambassador and face of the IP, face of Deadrop. They dead dropped him is what they did. And there were reasons for this. Dr. Disrespect was caught up in lots of controversies, and they do not look good for brands, such as cheating on the wife. And this bit's up for debate whether this happened. A teen, that he was just chatting with them. I'm not going to go into that. The whole thing's a mess. A leaker, an employee from Twitch came out and leaked details about the DMs, which proves that they were being monitored by the Twitch person and used for clout. The whole thing's a mess. There was wrongdoing on all sides, it seems, from this. But at the end of the day, if you are Midnight Society and you've got this absolute shitstorm kicking off, you want nothing to do with this. This is bad promotion. This is bad rep. It's tying something to your name that you want nothing to do with. I understand fully why they dropped him. If I was in their shoes, I would have dropped him too in a heartbeat. That is the logical thing to do. But then you've got these few zealots that are just defending this, you know, defending Dr. Disrespect and saying that it was Midnight Society who lost out here by letting him go. And the reality of these sort of deals, and I don't know the intricacies of this specific one, but as someone who is a content creator and works in the content creation industry and knows other content creators in other areas, it seems to be that it's very likely that Dr. Disrespect was paid in full for his brand ambassadorship of this company, and Midnight Society likely lost all the proceedings of that, all the benefits of that by letting him go, which I can't imagine was an easy decision, but it was the right decision. It's obviously incredibly sad that 55 people, 55 developers are now out of work because, as we all know, there's a game dev hiring slump. Like, there are so many companies shutting down that finding another company is basically impossible. And I know a lot of people in the industry that are having that problem. And it's been going on for a while now. There are mass layoffs across the board. And this is, for the most part, this is a side effect of the post-COVID boom. During the COVID boom, tons and tons and tons of studios doubled, tripled, quadrupled their workforce because everyone was at home. They were all playing games. It was a huge, huge profitable market. Well, that clearly dropped, and the need to rush out games as fast as possible, multiple concurrent games in one studio, kind of fell to the wayside. And so between that and companies now trying to leverage AI, well, yeah, people are losing jobs left, right, and center. There are mass layoffs. Because what would have happened here is the same as every other NFT game that have just failed consecutively, because NFTs and games do not go together. Gamers want to come home from a long, hard day of work and just sit and game and relax and not think about work. Whereas NFTs being put into games are making games a potentially profitable exercise, right? And that attracts the crypto bros who don't want to work, who want to make as much money as quickly as possible, or not even as much money, just make money as quickly as possible without actually doing work. So when you put those two together in a Venn diagram, there is minimal overlap. You're already seeding a community of just two completely different demographics. And then for the most part, you end up with people rioting and quitting because the people who are playing it to gain NFTs are usually not gamers and not good at games. Not everyone, mostly, from what I've seen. And then they're up against people who are really good at shooters that have played tons of other shooters. So they're wrecking the NFT bros. And the NFT bros are getting angry that they're not making money. But then the people who are playing for fun have the ability to make money and just don't want to because they don't care. So both systems are a complete and utter fusion of wasted potential. I will never understand this. I will literally never. But companies keep doing this, and they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to keep failing, and they're going to keep causing financial instability for people who are working on the project who, I don't blame them for working on this. Get your money, you know? Take the job. A job's a job at the end of the day. If you're paid to do art, go do the art. But yeah, naturally, there's a lot of people calling this a rug pull because of how suddenly this happened and just seemingly out of nowhere. Like I say, it was likely due to funding issues. That seems to be the main reason companies shut down anyway, so I guess we can all surmise that, and if not, then it's something out of the ordinary. I'd love to see what gets dug up on this situation because I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more, and we are in very early days. So I'll make sure that if there's any more on this topic that pops up, I'll definitely keep you posted. And as always, a thank you to the patrons, and until next time, take care.